Have you ever gazed at the tree of life, whether in ancient texts, artwork, or sacred traditions, and felt an inexplicable connection to something greater? What if this tree, which appears in countless cultures, wasn't just a simple symbol of life and growth? What if it held within its branches a profound secret, a key to understanding the very fabric of existence? In this video, we will uncover the hidden meaning of the tree of life, a symbol that has existed for thousands of years across different cultures, from the ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamians to the Kabbalists, and even modern spiritual traditions. To many, the tree of life represents life, growth, and renewal, but there is far more beneath the surface. From the deepest realms of mysticism to the hidden wisdom of the ancients, the tree of life is not just a metaphor, it's a blueprint for understanding the universe, consciousness, and our place within it. Today, we'll explore the deeper layers of meaning behind this ancient symbol. What was the tree of life truly meant to represent? What secrets does it hold about the nature of reality, and how can we apply its teachings to our modern lives? The answers may not be as straightforward as we once thought, but they are infinitely powerful. So, join us on this journey to unravel the mysteries of the tree of life and prepare to see the world in a whole new light. The tree of life is a universal symbol that appears in many cultures and spiritual traditions around the world, each interpreting its meaning in unique and profound ways. From the ancient Sumerians to the Mayans and the Hebrew Kabbalists, the tree of life represents something far more than just a literal tree. It's a symbol of the interconnection of all life, the growth of consciousness, and the cyclical nature of existence. In the ancient Egyptian tradition, the tree of life was associated with the god Osiris, the god of rebirth and regeneration. Osiris was often depicted as emerging from a tree, symbolizing the idea that life and death are interconnected, one cannot exist without the other. The tree of life in Egyptian mythology was also a symbol of the soul's journey, representing the stages of life, death, and resurrection. In the Jewish Kabbalistic tradition, the tree of life takes on an entirely different form. Here, it is a mystical diagram that represents the structure of the universe, the nature of God, and the path of human spiritual ascent. The Kabbalistic tree of life is made up of 10 spheres, or sephiroth, each representing a different aspect of divine energy. The tree serves as a map of the spiritual journey, guiding the seeker toward enlightenment and union with the divine. In this context, the tree of life is a powerful tool for understanding the hidden layers of existence and for awakening to higher states of consciousness. Similarly, in other traditions such as Norse mythology, the Yggdrasil tree is a symbol of the cosmos, with its branches reaching into the heavens and its roots descending into the underworld. This tree represents the interconnectedness of all realms and the cyclical nature of time and existence. In this way, the tree of life transcends cultural boundaries, offering a universal understanding of the interdependence of all things. Despite the differences in cultural interpretations, the tree of life consistently symbolizes the relationship between the physical world and the spiritual realms. It is a symbol of growth, interconnectedness, and transformation, a representation of the underlying unity of the universe. Now that we've explored the historical and philosophical background of the tree of life, it's time to dig deeper into its core meaning. At its essence, the tree of life is a representation of the interconnectedness of all life and the cyclical nature of existence. But let's break this down further. 1. The branches and roots, the balance of the spiritual and physical realms. The most striking feature of the tree of life is its dual nature. Its branches reach toward the heavens, while its roots burrow deep into the earth. This duality is a powerful symbol of the balance between the physical and spiritual realms. The branches reaching upward represent our connection to the divine, to higher consciousness, and to spiritual growth. They symbolize the aspirational aspect of humanity, the desire to transcend the material world and reach for enlightenment, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of existence. At the same time, the roots of the tree anchor it firmly to the earth, symbolizing the importance of staying grounded in the material world. The roots represent our connection to the physical, earthly plane, where we experience life, challenges, and growth. They remind us that while we may aspire to higher spiritual truths, we must not forget our roots, our humanity, our physical existence, and the lessons that life on earth has to offer. The balance between the branches and the roots is key to understanding the tree of life. It teaches us that we cannot achieve true spiritual growth without grounding ourselves in the material world. The spiritual and the physical are not separate, but are interconnected, each feeding and supporting the other. The tree of life teaches us to live fully in both realms, harmonizing our spiritual aspirations with our earthly responsibilities. 2. The cycle of life and death, the eternal return. The tree of life also represents the eternal cycle of life and death. Just as the tree grows, blooms, and eventually decays, so too do the cycles of life unfold in the same pattern. The leaves that fall from the tree return to the earth, nourishing the soil and giving rise to new growth. This symbolizes the cyclical nature of existence. Nothing truly dies, it simply transforms. In many spiritual traditions, the concept of reincarnation, or the eternal return, echoes this same idea. Life is an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, with each phase serving as a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and understanding. In the Kabbalistic tradition, this cycle is represented by the movement from the bottom to the top of the tree of life, from the physical world toward the divine. As the soul ascends through the spheres of the Sephiroth, it undergoes purification and transformation, eventually reaching union with the divine source. This ascent mirrors the growth of a tree, where each stage of development brings us closer to our highest potential. 3. The fruit of the tree, spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. The fruit of the tree of life symbolizes spiritual wisdom and the knowledge of the divine. In many mythologies, the fruit of the tree is a source of eternal life, a gift that grants immortality or enlightenment to those who partake of it. In the Christian tradition, the tree of life is mentioned in the Garden of Eden, where it represents the possibility of eternal life. However, in many traditions, the fruit of the tree is not just a gift, it is also a challenge. To reach the fruit, one must undergo trials, purification, and transformation. It is not a gift that is easily obtained, but one that requires spiritual growth and understanding. The fruit represents the culmination of the spiritual journey, the wisdom that comes from understanding the deeper truths of existence. It is the reward for those who seek knowledge and enlightenment through their connection to the divine. Let us delve even deeper into the esoteric meanings behind the tree of life. Its symbolism can be understood in many layers, and when we begin to consider its broader implications, we see how it relates not only to the spiritual and material realms, but also to our personal growth and transformation. 4. The tree of life as a map of consciousness. In many spiritual traditions, the tree of life is seen as a map of consciousness. The branches represent the higher faculties of the mind, intellect, intuition, and spiritual perception, while the roots symbolize the primal, instinctual aspects of consciousness, such as survival and materialism. As we progress in our spiritual journey, we ascend the tree, developing our higher faculties while still remaining connected to the root, the foundation of our being. This map can be understood as a way to chart the evolution of the soul, from the base, material state to the ultimate union with the divine. 5. The 7 chakras and the tree of life. In some interpretations, the tree of life aligns with the concept of the 7 chakras in Eastern philosophy. The roots correspond to the base chakra, representing our connection to the earth and our physical body. The trunk of the tree represents the central channel or spine, through which the life force flows. As we ascend, each branch represents a different level of consciousness, corresponding to the chakras, from the root chakra, survival instincts, all the way to the crown chakra, enlightenment. In this context, the tree of life serves as a guide to spiritual awakening, showing us the path from the base of the tree, the material world, to the top, the divine. 6. The unity of all things. Perhaps the most profound aspect of the tree of life is its representation of the unity of all things. The branches and roots, though seemingly separate, are part of the same tree. This reflects the interconnectedness of all life. Every leaf, every branch, and every root is part of a greater whole, just as every individual is part of the cosmic fabric of existence. This unity teaches us that we are not separate from the universe, but deeply connected to it. The Tree of Life invites us to recognize this connection and to live in harmony with the world around us. The Tree of Life is not just a mystical or philosophical concept, it's a practical tool for personal growth and spiritual development. Here are some ways you can apply its teachings to your life. 1. Balance spiritual and material realms. Just as the tree balances its branches and roots, you can strive to balance your spiritual aspirations with your earthly responsibilities. Dedicate time to your personal growth and spiritual practice, but also stay grounded in your daily life and relationships. Remember that true enlightenment comes when you learn to live fully in both realms. 2. Embrace the cycles of life. Life is cyclical, and there are times of growth and times of decay. Embrace each phase of your life, knowing that each cycle brings valuable lessons. Whether you're going through a period of challenge or growth, trust that this too shall pass, and will lead you to the next stage of your journey. 3. Seek the fruit of wisdom. The fruit of the Tree of Life represents spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. Make it your goal to seek knowledge and understanding in all aspects of your life. This can be done through meditation, study, or simply by reflecting on your experiences. The wisdom you gain will be the fruit that nourishes your soul. The Tree of Life is much more than a simple symbol, it is a roadmap for spiritual growth, personal transformation, and a deeper understanding of the universe. Its branches and roots represent the dual nature of existence, the spiritual and the material, reminding us that we must stay grounded while reaching for the divine. The fruit of the tree symbolizes the wisdom that comes with spiritual enlightenment, and the entire tree represents the interconnectedness of all life. By understanding and applying the teachings of the Tree of Life, we can align ourselves with the cosmic forces that govern the universe, unlocking our highest potential. As we continue on our journey, let us remember that, like the tree, we too are connected to something much larger than ourselves. What do you think the Tree of Life represents in your own journey? How do you connect with this ancient symbol? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to share this video with those who seek to understand the deeper meanings of existence. Together, we can explore the mysteries of the universe and unlock the secrets of the Tree of Life.